Hi, James, Linda.
Howdy. Hey, James, I have a question maybe you could answer. Want me to go ahead?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Now? Can you hear me? Okay, so the question is, if there are volunteers working who are under 18 with other volunteers who are adults, do all the adults have to have a background check? I can't lip read.
Hi, Linda, it's Brian. No, we normally, unless they're working with children, are not going to do background checks.
Okay,
Unless they're, the only background checks I've done since I've been here have been with staff employees. I haven't done anybody else except for library because they see kids all the time.
right. Yeah, I was just thinking about our project, this coming Friday. If, for example, Bobby's kids show up, Bobby expressed an interest in having them be involved. And I didn't know if that would trigger the need for background checks for any adult, working alongside her.
Is Bobby going to be there as well?
Not that I know of. I could ask her.
I mean, that you bring up an interesting point. I think, it probably does merit a quick check by Michael. It only takes a sec, so maybe we should do that.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
Bobby's not going to be there.
Right. I'll confirm that first. And yeah, I didn't want to incur a bunch of fees for the city if, we weren't going to have kids there.
Yeah, I think the minor one that we do, just the Oregon wide one, is either very cheap or free. So
okay.
Yeah, but I would need a list of volunteers that you guys have heard it up for this project.
Okay.
Sorry, Brian and Linda and everybody, Charlie. I didn't have my headphones plugged all the way in, so I didn't hear any of that. And I didn't think I had.
We're talking about background checks for some of the kids that are, or for all the volunteers that will be working at the garden cleanup, given that there'll be some minors there.
Yeah, Bobby Whitney's kids or something.
Yep.
Awesome.
Like I said, it's an easy thing to accomplish with Michael. Particularly give her a day or two, and not that expensive, so we can do that. But I'll need a list of who you got on the hook, Jason.
Oh, for the
adult volunteers for the community garden cleanup.
Oh yeah. Not quite sure yet. It's a Facebook event, and people said they're coming, but who knows?
Yeah.
But I will have volunteer forms on hand.
Okay. Well, as long as we get a handful or most of them, that'll be fine, and we'll just consider due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on Friday, I think I only have a couple of RSVPs, so I send out another reminder on Thursday for the Friday event over there at Coho and Grand Rapids.
Oh, is that on Friday?
Yeah.
At Coho and Roaring Rapids, yeah, we're doing it 3 to 5 p.m. So we have Dee Sidwell, we have Grace Kaplowitz, myself, and I think, are you planning to be there, Jason?
Yep, I'll be there. I chainsawed the. I did 2 rounds off of the log. That's a big log, and then I chainsawed the big Scots broom and whatever those suckers were that were growing out of the ground to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're gone. But yeah, I'll be there to help, and hopefully I'll be able to chainsaw. I might talk to Jerry about that. Just have maybe hit one of his guys. Just do it real quick because I'd have to. It's not a big deal. I just have to resharpen my saw and stuff.
Is that what happened to your shoulder?
Huh? No. I worked all day today at and I have a injured shoulder for the last few months, but I worked all day today at the old mill, and I basically did some trail maintenance on number 6, which is the goat trail one, or the bird's nest hole, and I made stairs going down into the bird's nests, and used yeah, that was a lot of work, but I went hard at it from like 10:30 until just about an hour ago. So
they do amazing things with shoulder replacements now, Jason.
Yeah, right. I don't want one of those.
They only last 20 years, so you'd have to get 3 of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got a knee that probably will need to be replaced in the next 10 years, but hopefully not my shoulder.
So hey, I was going to mention that Scotch broom. I know when my boys worked for the Forest Service, and when I was a teenager, we were always told you had to dig those up by the roots or they'll come back.
Yeah, we're planning on it.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, there's a gentleman out there that is part of the disc golf club, and he might even be there on Friday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wrote
John Ross. Yeah. He might. He has this little mechanism, this tool that just pops them right out of the ground from the roots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like, I forgot what it's called, but it just kind of grabs the base of it, and it's just like you just lever it out.
He was on the list. He rode by on his motorcycle today and stopped me on the sidewalk and said, "What's new at the disc golf?" And I said, "Work, 3 to 5 Friday."
Yeah.
Well, hey folks, it's past start time, and I think you got a quorum, so I think we'll press ahead, but you guys are already talking about it. So I don't know who wants to take the discussion on the course improvements and the entrance improvements, but go for it.
Sure, I can start, actually, if you don't mind, Linda. I don't want to steal your thunder.
I don't.
But okay, so every day it seems like there's improvements out at the old mill park. It's a pretty new park, so not hard to do, I suppose. So today I that's why I have ice on my shoulder. I kind of did some work out there and got the site a little bit more prepped for Friday as well by getting rid of that Scots broom, just so we'll dig it out as well. But I sawed it. It was just a mass of Scots broom and like you said, maple or whatever, and it was just really hard to dig that out. It would have been just like, wow, that'd have been a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I chainsawed it to the base there, and then I'll yank it out on Friday, and hopefully that could be another spot for hugelkultur mound or something maybe. But if not, at least it's just not there. It could be definitely replanted with something else, because and maybe we can eventually get rid of those concrete barriers that are there as well. There's those square, just concrete barriers that prevent vehicles from getting in there, I guess. But if we planted something cool there, I think, whatever, something substantial, I don't think we need those anymore. And then And like I said, that log that's laying where the Hugel mound is going to go on Friday, that's got to get bucked up. And I did a couple rounds from it, but still plenty of log left. That thing is solid. I was really surprised. I thought it was going to be all rotted and stuff, but it took a little bit to get through. And we got all the Jerry and the inbound crew basically prepped our site really nice. So we're pretty much just going to go there Friday, and I think put in the log rounds into the planter and into that one mound area there. And then from there, I suppose we're going to need maybe sod or something, Linda, you think? Or
Yeah, we were gonna go over to one of those little small hills and peel it off.
okay. Yeah, so we can do that, and maybe leaves or whatever, just to kind of like some green compost material. And then from there, I don't think we're going to get it in time, but potential for topsoil, get that from maybe, who knows where we'll get it from, but eventually we'll get topsoil, so then we can actually plant the trees that we will potentially get from somebody as well in the planter. But the Hugel mound probably doesn't need too much. I mean, definitely some topsoil, but it would be cool to start planting some native stuff on there.
So I have a question for Brian, I think. Is it okay to transplant things from other locations within the OIP? For example, there are a bunch of wild strawberries growing underneath the pine trees over by that duck pond.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with that. You can go ahead and do
I
that.
mean, we won't leave a big gouge or anything, but maybe just borrow some starts or something.
Yeah, sure.
And eventually they'll be doing something around the duck ponds some years, so they'll be disturbed later anyway.
Yeah, right. It's all part of the Mill Park plan, right?
Yes.
So Jason, the Robert says he placed the doggy poop station. Is that a fact?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's so
Tiny.
cool. So cool to see that. Yeah, so cool to see that. Like I took a picture of it and everything. I was like, wow.
Doggy pot.
And he
Mhm.
tells me that the portable head will be there on Wednesday.
What?
Oh.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you for.
That's so cool.
So I don't know. I don't know if you want to give him a call and just so you have the exact placement that you want. But
Yeah, I guess I probably should if that's the case. Yeah, I will. I'll give him a call tomorrow.
I guess it's a matter of what Bucks can service and where it can go. So
Exactly. You might have to go more towards the. Well, it doesn't have to. It can go inside there a little bit because they can drive in there. It's not a big deal as long as
whatever
they.
you guys come up with is good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. And let's see. Anything else? That's.
Well, eventually
Pressing.
we'll put some chips on top to top dress it, and I have a permit to dig out in the Willamette National Forest for native plants. So we're not going to leave it just bare, but this is just our first work party, so we'll see how that goes, and continue to develop it and make it better. So
I think it's awesome. I'm gonna definitely take a video and make it, kind of do my movie thing with it and have it be educational for the Hugel Mound stuff.
Mhm.
That'll be fun on Friday. And that's just Friday. Then there's Saturday. That's when it comes down to Charlie and me and that one seemed to get some steam as well. So but I didn't want to cut you off, Linda. Is there anything else?
no, I'm done. That's it. Thanks.
Okay. But thank you, Linda, for heading that up. And that's awesome about the portable toilet. That actually made my day, Brian. Thank you.
Yep.
And all right. Down to New business. New
Yeah,
business. 3.1 community garden cleanup. Charlie basically gave me a nice write-up to put on social media, and I did, and made it an event.
Doing that.
And it's pretty cool. We got some good response. And
Mommy.
Did I see a piece on the Highway 58 Herald as well?
oh, so Doug Bates contacted me, or actually I contacted him to kind of tell him about all these things that's coming up, and then he called me, and then so I was able to just he asked me some questions, and I was able to fill him in. And I haven't seen the article yet, so
yeah, it's up as far as if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure it is.
It is. I just read it just a little bit ago.
Is it pretty good, Bobby? Good
It
write-up?
is. It is. There's a lot of great articles in there.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I do really appreciate that resource that we have now. That's really pretty cool for news. But yeah, Charlie, you excited, man?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'll bring a wheelbarrow and or actually I'll bring I got the rototiller. Bought it Sunday. So it's a rear tined. It's got some pretty good horsepower. It's not one of those massive ones, which is good. But it's gonna do some stuff. Yeah. So that'll be the I'm not gonna I haven't fired it up yet, but I am gonna fire it up before that, just so I know how to work it and everything. And then but that'll be the break-in pretty much for the rototiller. Will be the community project. It'll be really pretty cool. And so once again, we'll just I plan on bringing a bunch of I guess volunteer forms for people to sign if they aren't volunteers at the city already. And I can encourage people to go to the city to get volunteer forms, especially since
they're up front. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I can just say, hey, everybody, if you're planning on helping out with some project or something, coming up, please go get your volunteer form filled out.
There's also a downloadable PDF that Amy Kelly created on the city website.
Yeah, so I put a link to that actually on the event that I created with Charlie's information.
So should we just fill those out and bring them to you, Jason, on Saturday, or should we drop them at the city?
We could you can just give them to me and I can drop them off at the city afterwards. Yep. And I guess we can ask the people like, hey, are you volunteer? And I guess trust them at their word if they say they are, I guess. But then we'll have to ask them questions. Oh, where'd you get your volunteer? But no, I'm excited, and Charlie has a good plan, and that's good. It's gonna be really well organized, and it should be. We'll see. Stuff happen and improvements made. Probably it'll look completely different when we leave on Saturday.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I appreciate you guys doing that. And it's volunteer forms, it's just hand tools unless you want to chew somebody's arm up in the rototiller. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I hope we'll see lots of pumpkins growing there this summer.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'll be the only one using the rototiller.
Yep.
And yeah. Anything else, Charlie?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, it's already been out there.
So we've had some people come in to rent spaces at the garden, and we're just kind of doing what we did last year. I think it's $20 for the year or whatever the heck it is. And I don't see a need to change anything unless the committee does. But
no, I think that's good. I would say that maybe we need to update that map of the plots, because some of the boundaries are moved a little bit, because
yes,
some of the folks that have had gardens there last year expanded beyond kind of where their place should be.
Right.
And I don't want to mess with that, but I want to make the pathways big enough so that it can be mowed. And that was one of the real problems there.
So somebody left a map on my desk about 3 days ago. Is that an updated map that someone created, or do you know?
I do not know.
Okay. Maybe I'll send it to the group and see what you think of it, but anyway.
Sure. I asked Grace to ask for that map and put that map on the website web page that she's creating for the garden.
Okay.
So
That's
maybe
good.
that's what
Yeah.
that was about.
Okay.
So I have a question. In the past, we've had some issues with some behavior issues with some people at the gardens. Who's kind of in charge of that sort of thing?
Well,
the-
if it's a police matter, then obviously it'll be James and his cadre that take care of it, but it has to be reported and everything, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a community garden handbook, which I also asked Grace to publish on the webpage. But in that, there's a section about creating a garden coordinator or appointing a garden coordinator. And actually, this committee is, I guess, that's one of our tasks. But nobody has applied for that job. So there isn't one at the moment.
You don't want to be that, Charlie?
I'm not real keen to do that. but I suppose if needs be, I could do that. Yeah, I think more people being down there, more sane people.
Right, right.
Can kind of smooth the feathers sometimes. And, I think just kind of have some patience with people and try and follow the rules. I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And thanks for getting that seed library thing going too, Charlie. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't do anything to get it going. It was already going.
Yeah, true. But
But yeah,
you've worked on it in the past.
Brian gave me access to the library webpage and putting that out there made it at least a little more visible.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I know that, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. A woman named Anna May took a lot of interest in the community garden at one point.
Anna Jane.
Anna Jane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jane May.
Gotcha. I don't know if she may want to help out. And there are 2 people that are trespassed from that garden indefinitely by the judge at this point. Scottina being one of them, but she's in the state hospital. Renee Clark is the other one. But they know that, and we haven't had any issues, but I guess if people aren't using it, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Renee in ages down there, so she's staying away.
Okay.
Thanks
Anything
for that
more on the
update, James.
gardens?
I think we're done with the 3.1 there. Yep.
So this next one is just kind of a discussion point because honestly, I'm kind of ignorant on the whole thing because I've had other issues, but I thought the committee should probably take it up and maybe come up with a notional way ahead for how we go forward on the thing. So
just the Mill Park in general?
the concept plan, the published concept plan and how we start to go forward on that. And is it possible with that? What's the art of the possible with that?
Well, one thing that I have a question about is I think the trail plan went all the way up to Beach Street. And as I recall, there was a UP grant that was awarded for the initial part of the trail. And then we have the trestle issue with, having it examined by an engineering firm or something and assessed. And then the connector trail all the way up to the mill ponds up by the the OIP. So do we know what the start date is for using those funds that were awarded by UP?
I don't. It's a Goats won the grant. So I know that Ben has been in and spoken with me once about it, but that was several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where he stands. I know there was some concerns over the small trestle, but I talked with the engineer and there really should not be any concerns for that. Small trestle is fine. The big trestle, on the other hand, yes, as you mentioned, it's going to have to take a much more detailed look, which is cost prohibitive right now. So Ben knows that it kind of stops right at the trestle. His work does, and we go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's a Travel Oregon grant right now. And I think Grace and I and probably Sarah Ultimus will be looking at, different projects around the community. So if our committee today wants to say, and the grants are up to 100,000. So what segment of our Mill Park plan would we think might be prioritized?
Yeah, I wonder if those the mill pond trails?
Oh, just around the ponds?
They're kind of there already though, right? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there are tons of people that walk up there all the time, and I think it's quite popular with the community.
Or I guess signage wayfinding.
Yeah, signage and wayfinding.
That would be the best, I think. Just to actually put the mill park. It'd be awesome.
So
And-
some segment of signage and wayfinding.
Mm-hmm. I think so, and this is a question for Brian. So Brian, the parking lot 4, is that still in contention, kind of, for the fish hatchery, or what's going on with that?
So I'm meeting with the fish hatchery guy and Robert and Rick Zylstra, who did some of the preliminary mapping, informal mapping.
Yep.
And we're going to go over it this, I think it's this week, and then
All right.
We'll put together a very simple memorandum of understanding that, we'll just let them know what we're going to be doing and let them know our plan. And then the initial thought is that they'll have no issue with it. So we should be okay.
Good. Yeah.
But then that would be another potential grant application. Is that what you're thinking, Jason?
Yep. That could be maybe the parking lot and then some signage wayfinding.
Yeah, and I know that you're talking about for the fill and everything, the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And brushing and.
Yeah, because I know Robert's plan the cheap way would be to as he does come across fill all the time when he's doing work, and as he gets it, he'll dump it there. But right now, wouldn't do the whole parking lot by any means. So a grant would be good.
Yeah, I did notice a few piles of dirt, and I guess that's what it's for. But man, that thing is a mud pit right now. Oy.
Yeah, it sure is.
So Brian, is the first step to raise the whole level of the thing or get a foundation that you know what it is or something? And then gravel on top of that, or?
Yeah, I'll discuss with Robert this week when we're down there, but I guess the thought was just to start where the parking area would be, but I haven't really talked about addressing the actual road into the place, if that's what you're asking about.
No, I was just asking bringing fill in, where's the fill going to go? Is it going on top of the blackberries and squish them down?
I didn't know that Phil was the plan. I may have misconstrued, but I thought he was going to bring gravel in and where the blackberries are.
Gotcha.
I don't know where the fill came from.
Sounds more doable right there. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah,
bathroom is the other big one, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which I guess we'll have a portable there, which is gonna be great. But yeah, eventually a restroom, kind of like Diamond View
Mhm.
would be amazing.
Yeah, Robert actually opened up all the restrooms, I think, this week. So they're all open and operating. And because the portable restroom is still at Diamond View, no one thinks it's open, so it's kind of just being unused.
Oh man, I'll have to go there. Use the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Okay, use that bathroom.
A fresh bathroom. Oh my god. Yeah.
All right. Anything more on the Mill Park concept? So what's the synopsis? You think, Linda? What do you want to do?
Well, I've jotted down a segment of signage and wayfinding as a possibility, as a priority, and then detailing out that parking lot for the disc golf on lot 4, and then a bathroom somewhere in the 22 acres of the disc golf. And let's see, I guess one thing that occurred to me just as I started speaking is we had talked about in the concept plan, we talked about a staging area or a camping area on the far end there on the east end of the OIP. And I don't know if that's still something that people want to see happen.
On the east end of the OIP, so down by the cell phone tower?
Yeah. I think it's lot 39. It's quite large, and it's there where the chip piles and that kind of stuff is.
Just beyond that on off of Fish Hatchery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes pretty far in. There's quite a bit of territory there. And initially we had talked about a camping area or an RV park or something like that. And people shied away from it because the owner at Arbor Inn got all, up in arms about it. But I think he's kind of settled down now and doesn't see it as direct competition with private businesses. The other thing that was discussed, I think, earlier this season was something about temporary housing and the possibility of using an area in the OIP for campsites for people who have jobs, like with inbound or Forest Service, or, they're seasonal workers that come in and they don't have housing.
Yeah, I know that at least probably for this summer, we could use a lot, maybe lot 7. My only concern was the lack of, I'm trying to think. So the electrical would be an issue. There's no real laid out electrical power. We'd have to figure something out there.
Right.
And there are no water hookups. So I don't know how independent these folks are, but.
Yeah. Yeah, it would only work for a self-contained vehicle. And yeah, there are definite limits, but it was an idea that was floated just to solve that temporary housing need for seasonal workers.
Yeah, rather than have them staying in people's front yards.
That or out in the forest, yeah.
I think, I'm trying to remember, Dylan's folks used to stay on Little Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that's a possibility to reopen that now that we're beyond COVID, but that's another spot, but I don't know what's more convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda, one of the other things, when you start talking about the RV, it brought something to mind. I know probably close to a year ago, Brock and I talked about dry camping around right near the bridge at OIP.
Uh-huh.
And his thought was it'd be a great place to, put people to come in and that want to rent a place for an event. So I don't know if there's a better way to maybe coordinate the idea of camping on the east end of OIP and that. I don't know. It bears talking to Brock about it, what his concept was.
Mm-hmm. So now there's the one that was used for disc golf. Which lot is that? Is that 7? with the big pavilion?
7.
Yeah, that's lot 7. Yep.
Yeah, with the fenced in area and the canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot of possibilities for event space. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, sorry, Brian. I know that MVO, the owners of MVO, are actually looking at it as well at one point.
MVO.
Yeah, Mountain Bike Oregon. Yeah, they were.
Oh, MBO. Yeah.
Yeah, if it ever, Greenwood, because I know that the mill in West Spur is for sale, and who knows what will happen with that place, and then in the future here. But if that does happen, and the owners of the old mill in West Spur decide not to, do whatever with it, and then MBO is no longer able to go there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's Greenwater again, or lot 7, something.
Well, I'll tell you that lot 7 is our most asked about lot, and not only is MBO, but Tannerite's also shown some interest, as has Sandy Hall, as has Bonneville Power for a lease. So it's a prime property, I guess, with the fence line and that it has, and the
Oh, it's amazing.
yeah, availability.
I can tell you firsthand. It's great.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say about that other than first come, first serve.
Is there an asking price on that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think it's 168,000.
Wow, that's pretty cheap.
It's dirt cheap.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oakridge cheap.
The beams alone in that shed are worth that. Geez.
That doesn't come with a property. Sorry. No, I'm referring to the railroad ties that are in the corner of that lot. They belong to us, so they'd be removed.
That's true.
Huh. Yeah. All right.
But like I said, Bonneville Power, they're coming in to do a 2 or 3 year upgrade to the power transmission lines between here and Lookout. And they've got first rights of refusal on it from my point of view. So they aren't moving very quickly, but who's to expect that of a federal government agency? So.
Oh. That won't crowd out the biomass, though, because you have a lot of other square footage to offer them.
Yeah, we do. Actually, the biomass guys really love the idea of the big yellow building. So.
Oh.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a guy that's
Have at it.
halfway into an offer on that right now. So we'll see what happens there.
Wow. Very cool. That's all great news.
Wow, that is really cool.
Things are happening.
Well, I've thought, lot 7, you could have a heck of a outdoor roller skating in there. Anyhow, I had one other thing I wanted to add under new business, and it won't take very long.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. A while back, I noticed that the backboards on the basketball hoops at Horton, Salmon Creek, and Diamond View are kind of cruddy and they need redoing. So I contacted John McClellan because he kind of, did the light poles in Uptown and stuff, and he kind of likes those individual projects, go in, get it done. And he definitely is very interested in that. And that was a couple of months ago. And then I got back to him and said, hey, you still interested in that? And he said, yeah, I have some more ideas. So he would like to work with a group of young people and repaint the free throw line and, maybe include some art aspects to, or positive messages or something, that youth would be into. And so I just wanted to bring that before you guys. I'm sorry I didn't get it to Brian in time for this agenda, but Mr. McClellan said that he would like to wait until it dried out a bit. So I think we're almost to that point. And I thought it was a great idea to make our parks look a little better with, nice looking backboards for the basketball hoops.
Yeah, I think I gave John the go ahead, and I know that he's delayed because of the weather, but on the backboards anyway, I guess I would ask the committee to kind of preview some of the things that he's going to write on the deck, so it doesn't turn into some sort of political statement. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And basketball season should be starting pretty soon for the school district. With how they're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
the basketball season.
Oh, that's how they're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's all really wonky and weird, but the next set of sports to start should include basketball.
oh,
So might be good timing to be able to pull some of those players in and contribute.
nice.
So who would you send John to talk to, Bobby?
I would tell him to talk to the athletic director. And
Who's that?
oh, it just changed. I could picture him. I just
Okay.
can't remember his name. So yeah, sorry. It's Aaron Gardner's boyfriend or whatever, but her significant other. That I could tell you. He's been around a while.
Okay, so Brian, do you want me to just have John get in touch with you, or?
No, I'll send him a note and tell him he's good to paint the lines and everything and just clear any comments that he wants to paint on the pavement through the
Right.
committee.
Okay,
Just to make sure.
and
we're
then
following this.
working with kids and stuff. And I think working with the neighborhood over, especially Diamond View, I think there are a bunch of kids that might be interested, and it's not too
Yeah.
far from the school.
Yep, I know we're getting ready to do some work there that we just have to deconflict all that with the, they're gonna lay some sidewalks around the, what is it, the bike track, whatever the heck it's called.
Pump
And
track.
The pump track.
Pump track, and they're gonna lay some sidewalks around there to kind of get access to the bathroom and the pavilion. So there'll be some stuff happening there, but we can deconflict all that. I'll send a note to John.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else for the order from anybody?
You mentioned the pavilion. What's the update on that?
So Rick Zilstra is kind of leading the kind of ordering it and getting it on board, and then George Custer, volunteer contractor, is going to kind of oversee the whole thing so it doesn't go south. And I don't have any firm dates because of the delivery date of the actual pavilion, but we're moving forward on it.
Great.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have something there, a nice gathering place. And what is it? The guy used to operate out of there. Was it the lunch program, Bobby?
Yeah, the summer lunch program operates out of there.
We're hoping to have it available by that time so that can go forward.
That would be great,
Yep.
especially for all those kiddos.
Yep. All right. Anything else from anybody?
I'm good.
All right.
Can't wait for those restrooms.
I really got to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Diamond View right now. No, I'm sure they lock the doors at a certain time, right? Or do you know?
James, do you guys lock the doors or not?
We do not. Public Works might.
Yeah, I believe they do at some point. I don't know what it is. I know the green waters do get locked at a certain point when they close down, but except for the rest area, of course.
Oh, I do have a question about
Yeah.
that really quick. So the rest area is owned by the state or ODOT or something? Is that correct?
Owned by the city and subsidized by the state.
Oh, okay. So if there was a
Inadequately subsidized, I'll tell you. But
so if there was a festival that happened out there at Greenwater, would it have to stop at a certain point, like before the rest area, the grounds?
no.
Okay.
If you rent the whole park, you rent the whole park, I guess. Just can't harass the rest area people.
10-4.
Yep. All right. Next meeting, April 12th, unless you guys want something different.
That's good.
Works for me.
All right. Thanks for what you do.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for
Thank
running
you.
this.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.